So today, we wanted to give everyone the opportunity to come forward and talk about all things payroll. So any payroll related question that you might have had that you've never gotten an answer to, or maybe you're even unsure of where to begin in terms of what is payroll? How do I know if I need to pay someone as a W-2 employee or a 1099 subcontractor, or I'm the owner, how do I even pay myself? All of those are great questions, and all of those are things that we want to talk about today. And then if we don't have any specific questions that pop up, we're going to take a little bit of time and talk about workers' compensation, which ties into payroll. So let's just get started. So if any of you are wondering, well, how do I know if I can pay myself because I'm the owner? And if I can pay myself, how do I know how much to pay myself? Both of those are great questions. And the first thing to know is this: if you are an S Corp or a C Corp, then you can pay yourself as a W-2 employee. If you are not an S Corp or a C Corp, then you cannot pay yourself as a W-2 employee. And instead, you need to take what is considered an owner's draw. Now, let's say that you are an S Corp or a C Corp and you're like, awesome, let's get this done. How do I pay myself? How do I even know how much to pay myself? And the answer is this: you first need to consult with your CPA and let them guide and advise you on how much you can pay yourself and how much you need to pay yourself. And then your CPA would provide Harquin with that information, and we would get you set up so that you receive your pay as a W-2 employee on whatever schedule your CPA says is best for you. Now, let's say that you're not a C Corp, you're not an S Corp, but you still need to receive some money because you're working hard and you're just not sure what that needs to look like or even how much you need to pay yourself. Again, your CPA should be able to advise you in terms of how much you should be taking for your owner's draw. And then we can work with you with the schedule that works best to make sure that you still receive your money. You can receive it via direct deposit, which is what we highly recommend for everyone. And then that's it. You're done. You're set. You get your money and you can go on about your day. Now, let's move to the topic of how do I know if I need to pay someone as a W-2 employee, or are they considered just a 1099 subcontractor? Again, that's a great question. And what we like to say is this is all determined by the IRS. They have very specific guidelines, and we are happy to provide you with those guidelines. And we also walk through it with you to advise you in how you can make the best determination in determining whether or not the individual that you're looking to pay, should they be considered your W-2 employee? Should they be considered part of your staff? Or should they just be a 1099 subcontractor? And that is something that we can advise you on so that you walk away with confidence, knowing that as the employer, you are making the best decision. Does anyone, it is intimidating. Does anyone have any questions that they might want to post in the comments about anything that we've talked about so far? If not, I want to take a quick second and talk about some of the benefits of coming to Harquin for your payroll needs. So one of the best things that we like to reassure everyone is that when you come to Harquin for payroll services, you can sit back and you can relax, because the only thing that we will need from you on a regular basis is for you or a trusted member of your staff to turn in the payroll hours. And from there, we've got your back. We take care of everything. You don't have to worry about making sure that someone's going to get their paycheck, because we guarantee you that they're going to get it. You don't have to worry about making sure that everything's turned in on time, because we have a built-in system that takes care of that. We make sure that we keep you organized and we keep you on task so that as the employer, you give us what we need in a timely manner so that we can turn around everything that you and your employees need. We like to do everything through direct deposit. This is better for you so that you don't have to worry about any checks just hanging out there and you're not sure when someone's going to go and cash it. It's already taken care of. That way your employees know that they're guaranteed to get their paycheck on time and it's hitting their bank account. The other part that we take care of for you are all of the payroll liabilities, all the taxes. We make sure that everything is filed and paid timely. Rest assured, though, we don't process any payments unless we have your explicit approval to do so, because we care about you and we want to make sure that you are always aware of what's going to come out of your bank account and when it's going to come out of your bank account. So again, we don't make any payroll tax payments without your authorized approval first. Another benefit to having us do your payroll is that at year end, which we just got through, we take care of all your W-2s. We make sure that everyone receives their W-2. If you have any 1099 subcontractors, we take care of that as well. And then probably the biggest headache is we take care of all of the year-end payroll tax filings, which can be daunting. So we take care of all the federal, state, and any localities. So you don't have to worry about any of it. I feel like I've done a lot of talking. So if anyone here has any questions, please feel free to shoot them my way. If not, I just want to briefly touch on workers' comp. Some of you may be wondering, well, what is workers' comp? And basically, it's just workers' compensation insurance. Some states mandate it, regardless of how many employees you have. If you have one or more, it's absolutely required. Every single state is different. There are no two states who are exactly alike. We have a question. Do you have experience managing payroll for multiple locations or departments? Yes, we do. So let's say that you're a gym or dance studio owner and you have multiple locations. We have many clients who are in the same situation as you, and we handle their payroll. We can split it by location. We can split it by class, which means we can do costing on your books so that every single payroll expense is kind of like job costing, but we're able to show it broken down by the different classes or locations if you have that. And so we can do that without any problems. Let's say that you have multiple businesses and you need payroll for each one, but maybe you only run it through one bank account from one company, but you need it expensed across all of your companies. We're able to do that as well. It's all about getting good data that we receive from you, and then we take it from there. So great question. How do you know if you're paying too much in workers' comp? So that is a good question as well. And basically, what we do is we take care of your annual true up for you. So your workers' comp works like this. You are required to provide an estimated amount of what you're going to pay in gross wages for a specified period of time that is determined by either the insurance company or the governmental agency that oversees workers' compensation. And so based upon that estimate that is provided and the number of employees that you have and the classification code that each employee falls under, you pay a set premium amount. Let's say that over the course of time, a bunch of different factors change. You gain or lose employees, your business changes, so maybe some classification codes need to be added or changed, but also your gross wages, the amount that you've paid out has changed. And as such, that affects the amount that you have paid or the amount that you should pay in your premium. So every year, every single employer has to go through what is considered a true up. And depending upon your state, it can be at different times of the year. It usually is all dependent upon the coverage period with which you have your insurance coverage. And what we do is we take a true up. So we pull the actual data. So what was really paid out? How many people were paid? What codes do these individuals fall under? We look at all of that and then we submit it to the agency that is requiring the true up to determine, well, this is what you were estimated to pay. And so this is what we made you pay in terms of your insurance, but this is how much you really should have paid. And so we're able to help you see, did you pay too much or did you not pay enough? It's pretty rare that someone has not paid enough in workers' comp. 9 times out of 10, they've overpaid. And we are able to help identify that, and then we work directly with the insurance company or the agency to make it right. Another thing, there are some states that have like a third party advocate, if you will, like an MCO, and we can help advise you if it's something that would benefit you to join to help with your rating. And if you do benefit from that, that also could lower or reduce how much your premium costs are. It also helps, the MCO also helps with any claims that might be filed from one of your employees who may or may not be injured on a job. So good question. Do we have anything else workers' comp related or specific to payroll? Our payroll team is gearing up and welcoming more payroll clients. So if any of you are interested in wondering, how do I sign up for payroll? What do I need to do? All of those are great questions. And we're going to come in here later and we're going to post a link that you can click on to get more information. What are my financial responsibilities when I hire someone as a W-2? So that's also a good question. And basically, as the employer, you're required to pay them in a timely manner. You are covering your part of the payroll expenses as the employer. We are withholding the employee portion of their taxes, and all of that is going to get reported and paid with your permission as the employer to the respective governmental agency with which that tax is due. So basically, you're committing as the employer to covering the taxes. So you want this person to be considered whether part-time or full-time, but they fall within the IRS guidelines of what constitutes a W-2 employee, meaning that they are not a 1099 subcontractor, but they are working on site at your place of business for an agreed amount of time doing an agreed service. So whether they are performing labor or they are doing something specific that y'all have agreed to, they have a set job description, then you have agreed to bring them on as a W-2 employee and you're covering them. So they are answerable directly to you, and you are making sure that they have an agreed upon wage that they receive. They receive it on the agreed upon schedule for the work that they perform, and then you, as the employer, will make sure that you file and pay all of the taxes, payroll taxes, that pertain to that employee. I hope that answers your question. But going back to how do you get started with payroll? We're going to post a link afterwards that will take you to a page that will give you all the information for it. And if you are ready to get started and you're wondering, well, what's the earliest that I could start payroll? And that is a great question. As long as we have all of your information, so all employer information, all employee information, your past payroll history, so from 1/1/24 to current, as well as all copies of your tax payment receipts that your existing payroll processor has made on your behalf, or you if you're processing your own payroll. As long as we have all of that by the 15th of February, we can guarantee that you will be able to start payroll on or shortly after March the 1st. Let's say that you can't get us your information by February the 15th. No problem. As long as we get all of your information in by the end of February, then we can guarantee that we can get you started with payroll services on or around March the 15th. So basically, we have a 2-week turnaround time from the time we receive all of your information before we can start processing your first payroll. And then from there, you're set and you can sit back and relax. And all you have to worry about is turning in your payroll hours and then giving us authorization to file and pay all of your payroll liabilities. So if no one else has any questions, I think we are good. Again, if you have any questions that maybe we've not addressed in this video, or if you're just curious in general, we would love the opportunity to talk with you one-on-one. So be sure to check out the link that's going to get posted after this and schedule a call.